Coming up on Good Morning Texas,
Reminiscing on romance,
a lovey-dovey morning movie madness.
and the picture-perfect picnic.
All this and more coming up on Good Morning Texas. Good Morning Texas. For Wednesday, February 24th, I'm Mercedes Gonzalez.
And I'm Stephanie Molina. Thanks for joining us this morning for our first episode of Good Morning Texas for this semester. So, Mercedes, how was your winter week?
Well, it was okay. On Monday, it was pretty fun with the snow. I got to toss the snow around, do a snowball with my sister, so that was pretty fun. But then the power went out and it wasn't so fun anymore. How about you, Stephanie?
Same, it was very stressful going back and forth, but I'm just glad that is over.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm glad, we all made this out like okay at least, and now we can finally get on with Good Morning Texas. So let's get into this week's trending topics. On Monday, NASA released video of the rover named Perseverance landing on Mars. The video actually shows the rover making a safe landing on the red planet last Thursday. Perseverance was equipped with 6 cameras to capture its entry, descent, and landing on Mars from different angles. Perseverance mission? To find signs of ancient microscopic life on Mars.
Oh wow, that's kind of cool. I can't believe that's actually Mars.
You know, I didn't believe it either myself when I first saw the video. I was like, that is not Mars, but it was Mars. It was insane. But NASA also released the first audio recording of sounds of Mars that Perseverance recorded. Perseverance recorded like the sound of wind gusts on Mars mixed with like the whirring of the rover engines. But according to NASA, the Perseverance mission is also part of NASA's moon to Mars exploration, which includes missions to the moon that will help prepare to send the first humans to Mars. But hopefully I'll be around to see the first humans on Mars.
Same here. It sounds like something that's million light years away. But speaking of something out of this world, after 28 years, the duo Daft Punk has split up, leaving many people shocked. Their discography has been regarded as some of the most influential music in electronic dance genre.
Oh wow, I didn't know they split. I would always pick their song Around the World on Dance Central 3.
Yeah, that's like one of my favorite songs too. I mean, I was sad when I read the news that morning, but they told their fans goodbye through a video called Epilogue, where the two musicians, Tomamba Galter and Guy Manuel de Cristo, say au revoir to each other in their iconic robot costumes before one of them self-destructs. They had kept a low profile these past years while collabing once in a while with big stars like The Weeknd and Pharrell Williams. But although they will no longer make music, their legacy will continue impacting many artists.
For sure, I'm sure that fans will continue listening to their music for a long time. But speaking of impacting others, President Joe Biden and First Lady Dr. Joe Biden is actually going to visit Houston on Friday, according to a White House announcement. This will actually be Joe Biden's first visit to Texas as president. His visit comes as Texas recovers from a winter storm that left millions of Texans without power and water last week. Last week, Biden approved a disaster declaration for the state of Texas that provided federal assistance in state and local recovery relief efforts.
Oh, I didn't know that he was coming. I mean, I knew AOC came last week to help Houston and, raise money for all Texas, but that's cool.
Yeah, I know AOC, she like raised millions of dollars. Can't remember the exact amount. I know it was definitely over like $1 million. It was a lot of money. She definitely helped so many Texans. But for Biden, while he's in Houston, he'll talk to local leaders about relief efforts brought on by the winter storm, and quote the incredible resilience shown by the people of Houston and Texas. The White House says he'll also visit COVID vaccine distribution center, and also Governor Abbott is expected to meet with Biden in Houston.
I'm glad something is being done. I mean, this past week has been hard for many Texans. But speaking of weather relief in Texas, Andrea, how's this week's forecast looking?
Thanks, Stephanie. The roughest weather is behind us, but wow, last week was crazy weather, even for Texas. The good news is the weather storm is finally over and we are on to better weather conditions. Today in Austin, we will have a high of 78 degrees, which will dip to a low of 50 with increasing cloudy skies. Don't put your rain gear away just yet. Thursday, there's a 40% chance of showers with a high of 60 and a low of 46. Later in the day, the chance of rain will rise to 50%. At least it is no snow, though. Moving forward into the week, Friday will be another cloudy day with 20% chance of rain, a high around 62 and a low around 52. The precipitation will continue into the weekend with a 40% chance of showers on Saturday, but we will see some warmer temperatures with a high at 71 and a low at 62. Finishing off the week, we will have a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms on Sunday with a high of 74 and a low of 59. Hopefully next week will be the week we don't have to worry about weather in Texas, but hey, we live in Texas. That's it for me. Live from the Weather Center, I'm Andrea Muniz.
Thanks, Andrea. Don't go anywhere. We'll have more Good Morning Texas when we get back.
Romance to some is just a fairy tale, while romance to others is reality. Well, for our Joseph Stewart and his boo, their romance has turned to a real-life fairy tale. Let's take a look at their forever story.
Good morning, Texas. I'm Joseph Stewart, and today I'm joined by my amazing, lovely, and beautiful fiance. How you doing, boo? I see you. And we decided we wanted to tell our love story, so babe, go ahead and start it off.
So we originally met in 2018 on Tinder, and we instantly connected. We were staying up till 3, 4 a.m. in the morning talking to each other about the most random things. We met up and hung out a few times, and then
I had some things that I had to get together in my personal life, and I didn't want to hurt her, so we ultimately stopped talking because of that. But everything changed in 2019.
in 2019 I reached out to him because I really missed him.
Yeah, she reached out to me. I had missed her, and we really had a great connection from 2018. So I had to ask her out. I asked her out, and we just had a great time. It was like we started off where we had left off at, and it was just amazing.
After that date, I really couldn't imagine my life without Joseph, or a day without seeing him or talking to him, laughing with him. So I think that's when I knew that he was the one.
Yeah, from date number one, I knew she was the one I wanted to spend the rest of my life with. I knew I wanted to build with her. I just knew I wanted a future with her. I knew I didn't want a future without her. So of course, I had to propose, y'all. For Good Morning Texas, I'm Joseph Stewart.
On this lovey-dovey month, the GMTX fam reviewed the movie Malcolm and Marie for Morning Movie Madness. It was one of the 2 films released this month on Netflix. The team took it upon themselves to see how romantic this movie is. Hello, Good Morning Texas. I am Stephanie Molina, and today the GMTX fam is going to be reviewing the new movie Malcolm and Marie that released on Netflix February 5th. The movie was directed by Sam Levinson, which starred John David Washington and Zendaya. Malcolm and Marie is about a filmmaker who is close to Hollywood success and his girlfriend, whose story inspired the career. They both find themselves arguing back and forth, which have the audience guessing what will be the fate of their relationship. Now, personally, I give this movie 3 out of 5 hearts because although I love Zendaya, the movie's dialogue seemed a bit unrealistic.
I give this film 3 out of 5 hearts because while it wasn't really romantic like I thought it was, I thought it was interesting just seeing the flaws of this character's relationship just come out and kind of seeing what they're going to do about it.
So I'm going to give Malcolm and Marie 2 hearts out of 5. It was a good movie, it just wasn't really for me. I felt like it was pretty repetitive within the first 20 minutes. I feel like I kind of understood the whole thing. I didn't need to continue watching it. So yeah, I loved Zendaya, I loved the cast. It was well done, just the storyline wasn't it for me. But you watch it and see how you feel. But yeah, it's 2 hearts out of 5 for me.
Okay, I give this movie 2 out of 5 hearts. I really wanted to like it. Sam Levinson directed it, and Zendaya's in it, and I think two very talented people, and there's plenty of other talented people in this movie too. So I had high expectations, but the plot really let me down. I felt exhausted by seeing watching the movie just because it was very repetitive. I felt like the same thing kept happening over and over. So yeah, did not enjoy that. But if you're going to watch it for Zendaya, because that girl looked amazing. I mean, as she always does. So yeah.
Isabel and Madeline tried out the aesthetic picnic trend that has been going around TikTok lately. This is how they decided to celebrate their Valentine's Day this year, snow and all.
Hi, I'm Isabel Velasquez, and this morning I'm going to be showing you how to have an aesthetic picnic for Valentine's Day. For the food, I made a charcuterie board with various cheese and meats, and then I have some chocolate-covered strawberries, and my little sister actually helped out and she made me a cute little Valentine's Day. For the decor, I have an old family blanket. I went and bought some fresh flowers, and I have a wine glass that's not for drinking, it's for stabbing. Now I'm gonna try something that I've seen on TikTok and I've been wanting to try for a long time. I mean, it kind of worked. I think a smaller wine glass would have worked a little bit better. You had a happy Valentine's Day.
Hello and good morning. My name is Madeline Hayden and I'm an associate producer here at Good Morning Texas. And it's actually currently Valentine's Day, but when you'll be seeing this, happy belated Valentine's Day. And since it's so cold outside, we're going to be doing the picnic in our living room. So let's go. Okay, so I have my picnic blanket to remain kind of picnicky in the living room. I have some cheese, some olives, some crackers and chips, and then some pizza. Then we have some cake to do the little wine glass thing that you see on TikTok and Pinterest. And then last but definitely not least, we have yerba mate. So that is all for our little picnic. I guess the moral of the story is whatever life throws your way, whether it be a global pandemic or 20-degree weather, you got to make the best of it. Stay safe and warm.
Don't go anywhere. We'll have more Good Morning Texas after the break.
Welcome back to Good Morning Texas. It is February, so love is in the air, and it is time to discuss our celebrity crushes. Yeah, the chances of dating a celebrity are slim, but a girl can dream. So today here on GMTX, we will be playing Date or Dump. The rules of the game are fairly simple. There are 3 rounds, and each anchor has submitted 2 possible celebrity matches. To gain a point, the anchor who is going has to guess which of the 2 celebrity crushes the other would want to go on a date with the most and which celebrity they would dump. Whoever guesses the most right will win the game and will be presented with their celebrity crush. Without further ado, let's play Date or Dump. Okay, so I have the list of y'all's crushes. We're gonna start with Mercedes. Stephanie, would Mercedes date or dump Avin Jogia? I hope I'm not mispronouncing his name. Or Timothy Chalamet.
Oh my god. Well, I don't like Timothy Chalamet, and no offense to him, right? I love Evangelia, so I would think Mercedes would do the right thing and choose Evangelia. I don't know how I think that's how you say his name. Yeah, he was really cute.
You are correct. She did the right thing.
And of course, I'm correct.
Would date Evangelia.
Oh, you picked such good people, Mercedes.
I thought I was gonna make this easy.
But like, well, I mean, I was gonna pick Timothy Chalamet, but now I'm scared
Okay,
for you to keep
moving
mine.
on to Stephanie's. Stephanie submitted Jim Carrey or Steve Carell.
Oh.
Uh,
Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Interesting combo. They're both pretty funny. But I think
Two
if it were me,
comedians.
yeah, two comedians, pretty good actors. I feel like I would go with Jim Carrey.
You are
Yeah.
right. You guys
Nice.
both have a point. Wow, you guys really know each other. This is great.
wow.
We got similar tastes apparently.
Yeah.
I guess so. Okay, moving on to Mercedes, or Stephanie, guessing. Remington Lee or Shawn Mendes? I had to
Who's
look
the
up the first one.
Who's the
Here,
first
I
guy?
can Remington Lee, hopefully I can spell his name right on here. He is the singer of a band I really like called Palais Royale. Remington Lee, there he is.
Can you
I
describe
really
him?
here I can pull up a picture. Here's a picture
Okay.
of him. This is kind of how he looks like. Hopefully you can see it.
Okay.
Sorry, this camera. There it is. That's what he
Ooh.
looks like. He's a singer of the band.
Him or Shawn Mendes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously him. Shawn Mendes is kind of plain. Like, I mean, like,
Okay.
pretty boy or like
Okay.
the e-boy. E-boy.
Another point for Stephanie. Wow. Moving on. Mercedes, would Stephanie rather dump or date Jason Segel, or Seth Rogen?
Seth Rogen, Jason Segel. He sounds familiar. Who
He's
is
from
he?
How I Met Your Mother. He's like the friend, not like the
Mhm.
main, like the one with the couple with the girl.
Was he the one with the black sticky hair or the other one? No, that was Marshall. The one was Marshall, right? Or
It
that
was
his
like,
Marshall?
oh, let me look him up. But like, it was like the friend. So like, he was always in the couple with that girl.
With the orange hair girl?
And he was in
Red hair
Freaks and
girl?
Geeks. Yeah.
I haven't seen
Oh, he
Freaks
was in
and Geeks.
Freaks and Geeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Okay, it was him or Seth Rogen.
Yes.
Interesting. I think I would go with Jason.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're correct.
Yeah.
We're moving
Oh my God,
to
Mercedes,
the last pairs that you guys submitted. So let's see if you guys continue the same taste in men. Okay, Stephanie, would Mercedes rather go on a date or dump Zayn Malik or Keelan Quinn, if I'm saying that correctly?
Harley
Kellen Quinn.
Kellen Quinn from that banner.
Yeah, Super of Sirens.
I don't know, Mercedes. I don't feel like you liked One Direction. But like, I don't know. I'm gonna say Zayn Malik because like realistically, no one can be him. So let's try Zayn Malik.
Zayn Malik is your final answer, and that is wrong.
No.
Stephanie.
I'm a band girl. I had a golfing phase, so
I knew that was the wrong answer, but I'd rather die for Zayn.
Okay. Mercedes, would Stephanie date or dump? How do I say this name? Cillian Murphy. Am I saying that correctly? Or and versus Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Who's the first one? I know Joseph.
He was in Batman.
Oh really? Oh, he was the
Inception.
Scarecrow.
And Inception.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hard because I really liked him in Batman. It's the Scarecrow. Oh, that's hard for me. Oh, and I also like Joseph Levitt. That's hard. That's a hard choice.
This is a hard one.
That is a hard one. I think I will go with Joseph Levitt.
Joseph Levitt, and you are wrong.
God dang.
Cillian Murphy. Wow, this was a tie, y'all. I really did not expect that. But really interesting to see. I know that I said that you guys would be presented with your celebrity date, but I'm so sorry. Our budget just could not afford it. Maybe next time. That was Date or Dump. Stay tuned for more GMTX after the break.
Welcome back. Today we're joined by human sexuality professor Dr. Larry Brownstein, who will be talking to us about love and relationships. Thanks for being here, Dr. Brownstein.
Well, you're welcome.
I've heard about the quote unquote love language, which is the different ways people express their love to a significant other, such as words of affirmation or having quality time. So in a relationship, how important is it to understand each other's love language?
That's a term I don't use very much, love language. What I do think is important in relationship is that you spend a time with them. Time is your most precious gift. So if you want to let someone know that you love them, you want to spend time with them. And affirmations of I love you when things are, I tell my class there's 3 ways of letting people know that you love them, and and they have a rank ordering from least important to most important. But the least important way is to just tell them you love them, because words are fairly cheap, and they're not believable if you don't do the other 2 things. And the second way I usually tell my class is you want to touch them. As children, we naturally touch anything that attracts us. Have you ever watched babies? And they touch everything that interests them. And so one of the main things parents have to tell kids is don't touch that, or touch it in appropriate places or whatever, depending on what it is. And so if you're dating someone and they say they love you, but they never want to hug you, they never really want to touch you, it's going to be impossible for you to believe they really care for you or love you, because it's a natural instinct to want to touch things you love. Does this make sense?
Mm.
One way is that you want to spend time with them. And you know that someone cares for you when they want to spend time for you and they treat you respectfully.
And so what does it mean to be like in a healthy relationship? And kind of like, what does that look like?
There is no one definition of healthy relationship that everyone is going to agree to. So usually what I mean by, I don't use that term very often, but what I usually mean by it is that both people are attempting to go out of self-centeredness into partnership-centeredness, which is the most difficult thing in relationships, is to go from what I call self-centeredness, which most of us live our lives until we get into relations where we're self-centered, and we want things to go our way, and we want people to help our agenda. Does this make sense?
Mhm.
But in a healthy relationship, it's when both people are trying to form a partnership where both people are looking out for not only their interests, but also for their partner's interest. And when you look out not just for your interest, but your partner also knows you're looking out for their interest, that's another way of knowing that the partner cares for you or loves you, is they're not just looking out for their own ego, but they're developing a new zeitgeist, I guess is the word I would use, in which you're looking out for, when both of you are looking out for each other.
And also finding someone to be in a relationship with isn't easy, especially during a pandemic. So what advice would you give to people who want to go into the dating world but aren't sure how to navigate it
Who
as
want to do
COVID still
what?
go? What advice would you give to people who want to go into like the dating world, kind of want to go to date and like find some people to date with like in normal circumstances, but aren't sure how to navigate it as COVID is still around?
Well, if I knew how to navigate relationships in an age of COVID, I would be a millionaire. So, so you just do the best you can. I think it's you raised a very interesting point. It's very difficult to meet people when you have to wear a mask and keep 6 feet apart. I mean, do you have any suggestions for that, Mercedes? You're in that age group where you may be particularly affected by it. So what would be your suggestion? I'm kind of curious. I'll learn from you.
I guess my suggestion would be just probably you probably can do things like in person, but like again, be like safe about it, wear masks, maybe picnics like outdoors would probably be
And how
good.
would you meet people?
Probably we're all like either I guess like the internet, so maybe like in online groups, maybe or like have I know UT has like their own little area in Twitter called UT Twitter. Maybe you could like talk to someone there. A lot of student orgs are doing like virtual stuff, so maybe people at UT can go join orgs like that and just meet new people.
Well, good. I'm glad one of us is giving helpful suggestions today. Good for you. Yeah, we can try that.
Sorry about that. So, well, thanks, Dr. Brownstein, for the great advice. I certainly learned some new things today, and thanks again for joining us today.
You're welcome, and best wishes to all your listeners and to yourself.
And thank you for tuning in. For more Good Morning Texas throughout the week, you can follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Good Morning TX. From all of us here at GMTX, have a wonderful Wednesday.